inspired you to be what you are today?
Well, I've always been in the arts. When I was growing up, I liked to draw. I drew on everything around me. And my father taught me how to develop photos when I was in high school and using film. And then more recently, somebody asked me to photograph her wedding. So I did that, and I really fell in love with it and started taking a bunch of classes. And then people started hiring me for other types of events and portraits and weddings.
Yes. Was there ever a downfall in your life?
I've been in the arts my whole life. I was in other arts before I did photography, so I think the arts are tricky because the finances go up and down and up and down. So some of the challenges have to do with making sure that I always have something else bringing in money at the same time, so it doesn't get to be too much pressure.
Yes. Before being into photography, was there anything else you wanted to become as a child?
Well, I actually had two other careers. My first career I did for 15 years. I was a classical singer, so I sang opera. And then my second career, I was an actress. So I wrote plays and performed them around New York City. So I actually ended up following a lot of different paths that I really loved.
My name is Liam Alexander. I'm an artist, and I also own a company called Starling Creative, where we make branded content for small brands.
What inspired you to do this?
Well, I've been making art for my whole life, ever since I was a little kid, and I've always been inspired to do art and to create, and I'm very thankful that I had parents that encouraged me to draw and to paint and to always be creative, and they always let me know that it was okay, and that it was something that I could do. So they were a huge inspiration for me.
When you see your artwork, how do you feel? How do you
When I see my artwork, how do I feel? Well, sometimes, what's interesting is sometimes I feel really good about it, sometimes I love it, and sometimes I hate it. But I enjoy the process of making it, and it's interesting because it's like a creation that comes out of you, that you put out into the world. And the most exciting part is actually when you share the work that you've created with the world, to see what other people think. And the most amazing part of my career, part of my life, is when I create something and then other people, love it. And other people love it more than me, which is always an amazing experience.
I represent Kappa 3 and I would like to know what is your name and what do you do for a living? How did you get into
Well, what's going on, Brian? My name is Xavier Perez. I'm the CEO of Collision X Talent Network LLC, as well as Perez Venture Partnerships. What I do is I develop entertainment talent from singers, dancers, choreographers, and I also develop small businesses for people who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs.
How did you get into it? When did you start? When did you realize that you wanted to be
I would say at 14, when I was 14 years old, I won the Youth of the Year Scholarship Award, as well as I had my first business certificate at 14 years old. Started out as a dancer, I had a dance group, and as a youth mentorship leader, I was able to bring in a lot of the youth from my neighborhood and teach them dance and choreography, and then also teach them leadership and how to expand in different careers and focus on their paths and their passions.
When you were younger, did anybody tell you that you can, or did you give in to peer pressure?
Peer pressure, number one, is a struggle. But I most certainly did have people tell me that I couldn't do it and that it wouldn't be a smart choice because they didn't necessarily understand. That didn't mean that they were wrong or they were giving me bad advice. They just didn't understand what I wanted to do. They didn't understand the amount of work that it took or if I was capable to do it at a young age, and I started at 14. So when people was like, wow, you started at 14 and you were able to accomplish so much, and now I'm 24 years old, they're just like, they're also blown away. And the thing is that I didn't give in to peer pressure. When somebody told me I couldn't do something, I simply said thank you. And the reason why I said thank you is because you want to turn negatives into positives, right? You want to look at somebody and if they say you can't do something, you just simply say thank you. You say no problem, I appreciate your feedback, or I appreciate your opinion. That doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong, but it just, again, sometimes people will tell you that you can't do it, but it's also up to you and how much passion you have to pursue something that you want to do.
Do you have any person or somebody who inspired you to go into this, or you just, want to?
So a lot of people inspire me. I've had coaches along the way from playing basketball who taught me a lot of great lessons in perseverance, in hard work. My parents were great inspirations to me as well. Some of my instructors that always taught me to be curious and ask more questions and dig deeper and not take no for an answer, but understand why and why not. So I've had a lot of inspiration